Chosen one, before we go further, understand this. The triangle is one of the most sacred geometric forms in existence, the divine trinity, the threefold flame, the pyramid that channels and concentrates spiritual energy upward towards source. The enemy does not create, he only counterfeits. So he took the sacred triangle, the symbol of divine communion, equal power, upward ascension, and inverted it, corrupted it, handed it to the narcissist as their primary weapon of control. In the narcissist's neighborhood triangle, there is no community, no communion, no collective rising. There is only a throne at the center of the block, and neighbors unconsciously competing for the privilege of being the favorite. Here is how the narcissist neighbor constructs their triangle around a chosen one. First, they clock your nature immediately, your warmth, your willingness to connect, your covenant instinct to build real community. To them, that is not beautiful. That is a blueprint to exploit. Second, they introduce the third point, another neighbor, someone they praise lavishly to your face, then quietly undermine behind closed doors. Oh, she's wonderful, but between us, I've heard some things. The third point is never really a neighbor to them. They are an instrument, a frequency disruptor inserted between you and genuine connection on your own street. Third, they begin the oscillation. 1 week you are their favorite, confided in, included, elevated. The next week you sense a coldness you cannot name. You see them laughing on someone else's porch. Your nervous system, wired for attunement, begins anxiously recalibrating. That anxiety is the point. Fourth, they harvest the confusion. While you are trying to figure out what you did wrong, whether your other neighbor said something, whether you are being excluded, they are feeding. Your activated social nervous system is generating a frequency of uncertainty and longing that the narcissist requires to feel like the center of the block. Chosen one, you were never in a neighborhood dispute, you were in a harvest. Your warmth was the vulnerability they mapped. The third neighbor is an instrument, not a rival. The oscillation is intentional. Your confusion was the harvest. Let me tell you what living inside your neighbor's triangle actually costs you. It costs you the safety of your own home first. Because home, your sanctuary, your sovereign ground, your place of restoration, becomes a place of low-grade hypervigilance. You track cars in the driveway. You time your mailbox runs. You feel the energetic weather of your street before you open your front door. Then it costs you your community discernment. The constant social oscillation rewires your ability to trust your own neighbor relationships. You stop asking, who are my people, and start asking, who has she already spoken to about me? That is not community living. That is a surveillance state. Then, most devastatingly, it costs you your peace of place. A chosen one is deeply connected to the energy of their environment, your home frequency, your land, your immediate spiritual territory. These are not trivial. They are part of your sovereign infrastructure. They did not just want to be the favorite neighbor. They wanted dominion over your immediate spiritual ground. Because a chosen one at peace in their own home, rooted, sovereign, undisturbed, is a frequency they cannot penetrate. But here is what the counterfeit neighborhood triangle could never account for. A chosen one, once awakened, does not fight for their place in someone else's social geometry. They exit the structure entirely. You were never meant to occupy a point in their block dynamic. You were meant to sovereign your own ground. The divine triangle belonging to a chosen one has 3 points too: identity, sovereignty, source. Your home is consecrated territory. Your relationships are covenant, not competition, and your peace does not require their approval, their inclusion, or their favor. The moment you remember that your spiritual address was assigned before you ever moved onto that street, the triangle collapses, because it was only ever held together by your forgetting. Declare this now: I dissolve every counterfeit triangle built around my neighborhood frequency. I withdraw my energy from every social comparison designed to destabilize my peace. I reclaim the sovereign atmosphere of my home and my land. I am not a point in anyone's block power structure. I am not in competition with any neighbor positioned to distract me. My home is consecrated ground. My community is covenant, not controlled. My front door is a boundary, not a vulnerability. My signal is clear. My ground is sealed. And I remember exactly whose territory this is. Welcome home, chosen one. It is finished. If your neighbor turned your whole street into their personal triangle, comment, signal, and I'll show you exactly how a chosen one reclaims the sovereign frequency of their home ground. Welcome home. She wasn't building community on your street. She was building a triangle. The narcissist neighbor uses sacred geometry in its most inverted form, turning your block into a power structure where she sits at the center and everyone else competes for position. This is spiritual warfare in a cul-de-sac. Comment, signal if your neighbor ran your whole street.